Okay, I want to go over a couple different things. So, when we're okay, when we're creating our reality, there's so many things coming in. You're going to want to hear this. When you're creating your reality as you prefer, you have to recognize where your energy is going. Because if you are in one reality, which is a combination of your thoughts, feelings, and actions from 3 to 6 months ago and the years piling up, but you are, when you're creating something new that's not your physical reality just yet, that means that a lot of things about how you're thinking, acting, and feeling are going to change. And as humans, we like to stay the same. We like predictability. We like to know that we come home to the same building every night. We sleep in our bed that's set up for us to lay every night. We as a species have developed over time. You have to think about our history. We have developed over time to, like, stay in one spot, have our little huts and tents, and have our environment suit us. Like, we started, fencing in animals so that we have them near us. We don't have to go and hunt them. We make creative tools, all these different things. So, like, think about our evolution. It's just right now we have tools that are keeping us kind of in our mind a little bit too much, and we're forgetting about the natural world. We have a lot of these gadgets that we extract from the natural world that we're trying to use to force creations into reality, but we have to come back to the real aspect of energy and what's happening, what you're actually doing, because this works no matter where you are, how much money you have, how you experience life. Like, you can always change your physical circumstance because of the laws of the universe. So that's what people are talking about when they're talking about manifestation and creating a new reality for yourself. But realize, I just saw 222, realize everything, a lot of things are going to have to change for you to enact that reality in your system. And I don't know why I said system, but what systems do you actually have to create that physically in your reality? So I hope that made sense. It makes sense in my brain. I just wanted to pull a couple cards that, like, see where are you at in that process, because you have these things, you started some things, you created a plan, and you've created plans before. You've created this plan and you've created plans before, but this time it feels different. It feels like, wait, if I just make this incrementally, we're able to achieve these little increments within this bigger goal. It's really possible. And if you really think about everything that you've gone through and been through and your skills and everything you learned, you are fully capable of having that life. You're fully capable. You've seen it happen for other people. Anything that's anybody else is experiencing, you are allowed to experience. I'm giving you permission. The universe is giving you permission. You are allowed to desire that. If you've seen it, you can desire it. There's one time when I was really young and I didn't understand sexuality. We didn't even talk about it, And I saw like this masculine looking lesbian online probably, or like on a movie. It was like in a movie, or it wasn't something like I was looking stuff up. It was like I saw them in a movie or out in public, and I was like, and I didn't understand what that desire was because there was no reference point for it when I was that young, And I remember that feeling of like, I can't have that. It was just like, whoa. And lo and behold, as you grow older, you realize there is a way that you can have that. It's just sexuality. There's nothing wrong with that. But the same thing for money. It's the same thing for influence and whatever you want to create. It's like, whoa, I want that. I want that for me. I just saw 444, and it does happen as a form of a system, a disciplined system of foundations that you created for yourself, because you have that, whether you understand that or not. You have that whether you understand that or not. It's just like I just heard the word rest, but it's like yeah, wow. Stop doubting. Stop doubting things. Stop doubting yourself. You actually physically have everything you need. Like, all right, I'll show you. So I put my work, that's not gonna stay right there, but whatever. It's my own little home, right? I have things in my reality. I have my weights right here. I was like, yo, I don't have time to go to the gym. I have to work. I have to do these things, right? Well, not I don't have time, but it was like, yo, I really want to get to the space where I'm comfortable with my body again. And I know that I'm going to have to do actions that create that result, as well as going like this and actually being comfortable in the body that I'm in right now. Because I actually love my body. Like, it's sick. But there are things that I want to change. Like, there are things that I want to embody again. Because I've had it at one point, but in a new and improved way. I want the lifestyle to stick this time. I don't want it to just be, I'm doing this because, oh, I'm going through a glow up and I'm going through a breakup and now I'm different. Now I'm hot. It's like, no, it's like you always are that. It's just you're bringing those aspects to the forefront of your life. You have to remember this. Like, I always thought about this, your muscles are there. Your muscles are already there. Your physical bones and all that stuff is there. There's fat or there's stuff over your muscles, over your bones. I always just thought of it like that. I was like, wait, I have abs already. They're there. They're right there. Why am I thinking I have to get abs as if it's some unattainable thing? It's actually a releasing of other things that you don't need anymore. You don't need that extra weight where you're going. You don't need those clothes that don't fit you right. You don't need the bank account that doesn't reflect how you actually, the work that you put into the world. You don't need that anymore. So you're actually just releasing beliefs. You're releasing the physical weight. You're releasing beliefs, though. And you're not that don't serve you, that aren't aligned with who you actually are. You know you're fucking rich. You know you're fucking hot. You know you're successful. You know that you have the ability to manifest worlds. You know you're a loving person. You're uncovering. Yes, relationships, circumstances, situations might uncover aspects of you that are unloving. But then you're like, whoa, that part of me was kind of unloving. What do I need? What is the wound there? Where am I looking? You're curious about life. You're like, yo, I know beliefs create my reality. Okay? Like, I understand how this works. And we're actually doing it now. So where are you putting your energy? Where are you putting your energy in this, like, confusing, like you don't know what's going on? Where actually, what the fuck are you thinking about? Just, you can comment it if you want to be all bold. Like how many times do you think about things that are not actually real? Like, let's be honest. How many times do you think about that? Fear, confusion, conflict, overwhelm. Stop doubting yourself. It's like, yo, write down the bulk of what you think about. Because it's like, when you're walking down the street, right? And you're like, oh, I wish I had that. Oh, God. Oh, my bones hurt. Fuck, I have to pay that bill. Like, where are you putting your energy? Oh, shit. Did I say something that pissed them off? like it's just these random thoughts. And Abraham Hicks said it best, and I started freaking out last night in the car because I was like, oh my God. They said, be vague with your negative thoughts and feelings. Oh, you know what? I don't really know, but I don't have to think about that right now. I don't really know if they took it that way, but does it really matter? Do you think they're even really thinking about that? There's so much going on in the world. There's so much going on in life. maybe it'll just work itself out. Hey, if people really love me, they know that I care and that I wouldn't ever say anything to put them down. Like, you know what I mean? Just be vague with the negative thoughts and feelings. Be very specific with the positive ones. I know I'm gonna go home and make a video. I know the message is coming through. I'm very acutely aware of the message that needs to be communicated, the way it needs to be communicated, so that it's not ADHD fucking explosion, and that I'm on track, and that I know how to communicate it so that the people on the other side are resonating, and that the views will increase because what I'm saying is so clear. It's not vague and like all these weird, unpractical spiritual things. It's like, no, it's very specific. You're getting a very specific message on a very specific part of the human journey that you are communicating perfectly. And did you hear that beep? I was gonna say a different word, but it wasn't the right word. So you're being very specific with the positive feelings and emotions, and you're not, and that's like, see how that brought you out of doubt? Like, see how that brought the energy out of doubt? Like, no, I'm not wondering what is this message that's just floating around over here. Like, I know how to speak, okay? I know how to do a video. I'm not afraid to do videos anymore. I kind of got over the fact, like, sometimes everything's not perfect and I don't have to look perfect. Like, that's fine. I want the message. The best readers have like this very clear message, and it hits, and you're reading the cards in a way where it's like they're flowing together and they're communicating the message that you're looking for as you're searching online. And it's coming through me because I already know I'm a projector. I am a channel. But there's also this life experience to where I have these things. I'm like, oh shit, I learned this lesson, or I learned a piece of this, and I want to communicate it. I want to talk about what's happening. Because sometimes when you just see someone else talking about what's happening, or you see someone in the same position as you, you're like, yo, that makes me feel seen. That makes me feel validated. And that was the last video that I did. When you're a real connection with another person or yourself, or when you're playing sports and you actually make the basket and you get the thing, it's like validation that all the practice that you're doing is working. Okay, so like when you're expressing yourself emotionally, or you're communicating, you're attempting to continue connecting. So if you are doing that, and then other people, and there's different levels of this, and there's unforeseen things that you can't understand. You may be trying to connect in a way where you're over communicating, and then that's not as an authentic connection, because you're trying to overcompensate for someone's lack of communication. So you have to just you have to play the field, like see what's going on. But I'm saying eventually you will see things. You don't have to worry so much. You literally don't have to worry, because like any mistakes that you make or perceivably make, you learn from them. Anything. And that could be like because you have Virgo in your chart. I do have a Virgo rising, and I like to be as almost perfect as I can, in perception, in the world, the perception of me. I want to be perfect. And then I realized it's just a continuous, I just want to be better. I'm just shifting that to self-improvement. It's not based on other people. It's based on, how do I want to do that? I know better. How do I want to, not go over the same lessons that I've learned before? Like, yes, emotional validation is huge. And when you don't do that in your own life, you have to just look at it, not judge yourself. You have to look at it and go, oh, I didn't do that. How do I repair the situation? How do I resolve it? But also, how do I become more conscious of why I reacted that way? How do I become more conscious of how I can validate my emotions and subsequently validate other people's? Like, especially if you have an experience where you felt invalidated, how are you over communicating so that you don't get hurt just to be hurt, because you're creating that? Do you see what I'm saying? It just leaves all of this expectation and energy on other people out of there. It just, and like, to me, I have a lot of focus on that, like my personal connections. Like, I make a lot of connections, and I used to doubt all of them. Like, I used to doubt the status of all of them. And now I'm getting to a space where I'm not doubting. I'm not doubting what's going on. I'm clear about what's going on. I know, for me, this is a yes or a no in this category, in that category, blah, blah, blah. So it's almost like you're checking the boxes off. And I'm also seeing 4, 10, and 8, and 9. So listen, like, you're checking, you're becoming closer to your goal. And like I said before, you've made a plan before, but this time it feels different. It feels like a bigger vision. You know that people that are truly connected to you will find you based on things that you're doing. Like, not things that you're doing, but I'm saying people that connect with you are going to connect with you through the things that are authentically you. So, like, yeah, no, I don't. Now, actually, that's funny, because I was like, I don't just do readings for everybody that I meet. And no, I don't. But I started to, in my regular job, I just started coming out. I was like, wow, you look like an artist to me. Or like, wow, you look like an artist. That was like the first thing I said. Hey, how you doing? You look like an artist. She goes, I am an artist. I'm like, she's like, how did you know that? I'm like, I don't know. I'm psychic. But like, it's not like a boastful thing. I used to use it as a boastful thing. Like, no, I'm psychic. I can understand what the fuck's going on over there with you. And I could see what you're not working on, and da da da. But I wasn't understanding. I couldn't see what I wasn't working on. Why am I thinking about other people? What? Why am I, if I am so psychic, or if I am so tuned in and emotionally aware, why are you focusing on other people? You should be focusing on yourself. You should be nurturing the things that nurture you. It's just common sense. It's like, but we don't know, we're not taught to recognize those things, okay? So I want to see where you're headed in the next 3 to 5 days. Like, where are you headed with this plan? What do we want to focus on? We want to focus on the limiting beliefs. We want to have control over our mind. We want to focus on, hey, my mind is what's creating, just for sake of conversation, and I might have contradicted myself in another video, but just for right now, in this specific reading, in this collective, and these people that are going to see this, your beliefs are creating this experience of feeling like this. And that's okay, because you're recognizing, oh, I'm judging the state of my room right now. I'm judging the fact that I have to wake up and do this bullshit. I'm judging my coffee cup. I'm judging the way it's gonna feel drinking coffee. I'm judging the way I have to get up to feed my dog and take them out and pet my cat and pet my dog and then feed the cat and then, you know what I mean? Clean the litter box. I'm judging the way that I have to do that. And because I'm recognizing I'm judging that concept, it's me, and how I'm judging it. Oh, what the fuck is my life? I gotta do this thing that I just feel like sleeping. I feel like resting. So all of that is my mind. It's belief work. And then you wake up and you're like, I'm glad I had my coffee. I'm glad that I got my babies. I'm sorry, babies. I always do this. Wake up and I'm like, fuck, I gotta take them out. I gotta do all the things that I just listed. Then after, I'm like, oh, I love my babies. Of course, I love you. I mean, I want to take care of you. What if I just sat there and didn't take care of you all day? No. Like, so just recognize there's beliefs there. Did your parents think that you were a burden? Because that would constitute a belief like that. What would someone believe? What would someone have to believe when they're in that state to create these negative experiences? Like, just to play little games with yourself. Like, why? Because my mom thought I was a burden, would tell me all the time, I cost money, I have to get help, I have to be driven. Well, there's some moms that love taking care of kids. They never complain about having kids. They love it. They love cooking for the kids. They love packing their lunches. And I watch the little TikToks on there because I actually genuinely like to do those things. But the mind and the beliefs that you were ingrained and programmed to believe, and that were just stuff that you picked up from your environment, your parents or your caregivers growing up, that you believe that's how you have to act. So we really do have to deconstruct these things and reconstruct them in a way that's going to be a solid plan to create the future and the reality that you want. It could look exactly how you want, not how everyone else wants. It could be how you want, not how you think it has to look based on social media. It has to be how you feel, okay? It has to be how you feel. If you feel good, and in the sense of good as in calm, content, allowing. It doesn't have to be elated and unconditional love. It could be generally loving, soft. Like it could even be neutral. When I'm really, really depressed, or I'm really going into a spiral and I like didn't do a lot of maintaining, I just let things go, and I was like, I don't give a fuck. I'm just gonna go into this rebellion personality and go do all these things, which I'm working with that part, because that's my energy. That has a lot of energy in it. I want to use that in my businesses, not in my income streams, not to destroy me, because it has energy. So going back and looking at the beliefs to see, oh, I don't feel too good about myself right now. How do I get to a thought base that is neutral? Oh, it is what it is. It is what it is. Blah, 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 blah. All these thoughts. You know what? I'm feeling embarrassed. It is what it is. It is what it is. You know, you can feel the embarrassment. You can go through. Sometimes it's like completely unbearable, and I understand that. And depending on your moon sign, I would definitely look up your astrological moon sign. And I'm sorry to say, if you do have a Scorpio, that's mine. It just feels like this, like all day. And it makes you want to escape. And I understand. And you may just have that because you're an empath and you feel deeply. Like you're just, it's especially fire moons too, because Scorpio is ruled by Mars. So that's like a fire aspect of it, even though it's a water sign. But you might have, like it just, I just saw 2. I don't know if I already said that, but you're just understanding yourself. Oh, I know I'm like that. And it's like, wait, who do I want to even be around? First of all, myself, but then who do I want to be around that's okay? Like, just make that okay. Just make that okay. I always thought I can't show that side because people are going to be like, oh my God, she just gets so angry, like, at things. But if I can just express, but do it in my own way where I'm not, protruding that on anybody else, is just, I, like, you know what I mean? Like, it's like, if I can do that in reality around other people and them understand, it's not about them, it's how I'm feeling. And if I understand that, I'm going to act in those ways. Like sometimes I get these visions of I just want to like just punch, because not people or anything, it's just because I have the energy and I wasn't allowed to express anger in my childhood. So it makes me want to like run and work out. And I'm like thinking of situations like, what am I going to do the next time I feel like that? I don't want to smoke nicotine. I want to say, hey guys, I think I'm going to go on a 20-minute run. I'll be right back. And how weird that would be if everyone's hanging out in my house and I'll be like, hey guys, you want to go on a walk? Because I need to go run right now. Like, and, not to avoid the things, but the anger is an interesting one, because you don't want to sit and become resentful. You don't want to sit and then start getting angry and like pissy and then start being passive aggressive. You don't want to do that. You want to get the energy out. You want to create. And also recognize the states that you're in, and then maybe reconvene and go back and be like, oh, what about that made me angry? Or what about, or whatever was happening, what did I think about that just randomly made me angry in my own head? Like, it's not even about what's going on. So I'm just bringing it back to the validation piece of what you're feeling is okay. Expressing yourself is okay. This is the divine masculine counterpart of the, I was gonna say the zodiac, but it's the, I guess it's Aries energy, because I'm seeing a ram on here, and it's very traditional, emperor. Think of what an emperor does. He has an empire. He's an emperor, okay? He has an empire. He is steady in the fact of he's convicted. He's like, he has conviction in what he's doing. He lives it. He breathes it. He is the emperor. So, and the divine masculine is containment, the ultimate validation, the ultimate container of emotions. And that's crazy. This is what the fuck I was talking about. Okay? You're doing that in your own life. Especially if you're straight, you could be gay, whatever. But I'm saying, like, if you are straight and you're looking for a divine masculine, I wouldn't even categorize it for one person. Go into that energy. Who displays that energy, and surround yourself around them so that you can be immersed in that energy. You don't have to be straight. I don't know why I said that exactly, but you could be, and you, like, maybe this trips you up. Maybe you're like thinking about, oh, this divine masculine, this divine, the spiritual community likes to throw those things around, and you can't put expectations on people. You can't put expectations on yourself. Like, that means that you are gonna have to be the best version of you, and that's a little hard to achieve sometimes. So maybe you just want someone to grow with as you're achieving that, and you're on that aligned path, and you have the same level of self-improvement, growth mindset, and that's what brings you together, but parallel, as a concept. So listen, so you're in the ultimate containment energy within your own being, and you're attracting other people that allow you to express in those ways too. I've seen this happen. I've seen it. And don't get tripped up with it being like one specific person or one male. It could be like an energy that you experience within your work. It could be like an energy that you like bring to the day, because you're like, yeah, I'm gonna hold myself. Like, I got myself. Like, I know I can get through this day, especially in hard depressive days. Like, let's just bring it down to practicality. Like, it gets fucking hard, and I understand that more than anyone. I totally understand not being able to get up, like, just destroying your life because you're done. And then having bursts of energy where you're like, I'm gonna change everything. Let's just start with containing that emotion, not in a way where you have to hose it. It's just like kink the hose, but you're allowing a space, your home, for you to express. You shouldn't be walking on eggshells. You shouldn't have to deal with any of that. You need to get yourself to a space of safety first, somatically, and alone if you need to be able to process and recognize what is a safe feeling for me, what is a safe feeling for this body, for my body, and practice that. And that is when these type of people will be manifested into your life anyways. Yeah, sometimes you doubt your own creations and you feel a little bit hopeless, but I just want to tell you, you just have to keep waking up each day. Doesn't matter if you get 0.5% better or more aligned or neutral. You don't have to worry. You're exactly to the freaking dot in time, space, reality, exactly where you need to be, because everything that you went through that nobody can see, that you can feel, and that you think about, you're a different person. You're different. You learned from all that shit. You're still alive. You're still learning. That means every creation in the future from now on is going to be different. It's going to be better. It's going to be more aligned. I'm not saying it's not going to be hard and feeling intense, but it's better because you're learning and you're a different version of yourself, meeting you, meeting these creations, and meeting the world at a new place. And you got this. I love that you're right where you need to be. It's good. You don't have to worry. And I can feel like God holding your hand through this. And it was fucking hard. This year was terrible, honestly. It was terrible. Terrible. But you learned the lessons that you needed to learn. And you're doing the work. You can't see everything, but the progress eventually shows itself. The foundation of the house takes sometimes the longest before you see any progress. It's like years and years and years and years. Yeah. Because you don't want to settle down with people or in situations or jobs or whatever, commitments to things that actually are not fully for you, that are not actually the best for your connection to Earth or the best version of that. Okay? That's why things didn't work out. But just understand, you're still building. That means the realities are building to meet you there. You just have to see. You just have to get to a space of neutrality and see, like, you are where you need to be. You're playing the game every day. You're waking up, character on. Like, be grateful for what you're in right now because it's beautiful and you can't learn any other way. That's why we're on Earth. All right, love you, bye.